replaced in 10 years, California must redraw the boundaries of Congress, the Senate, the House of Representatives, and the House of Representatives to balance and reflect new population data. So the committee will draw these lines. California voters authorized the creation when they passed the First Voters Act, which appeared as Proposition 11 on the November 2008 general election ballot. By law, the Commission is charged with delineating California Congressional District, Senate, and Equivalencies Commission. Since obtaining membership in the Commission is available via the Internet, applicants who have confirmed in their application that they have met all legal qualifications to serve on the Commission and do not have a conflict of interest are invited to submit a supplemental application containing additional information about their qualifications. The Commission was not agree on final maps for redistricting because each of the 14 commissioners was not committed to handing over the borders of a fair area. And the power takes a deliberative and open process in which citizens from every corner of the state participate. And working with all the critical data available, the committee will have a clear understanding to enable them to draw the lines and approve the final maps. On November 18, 2010, the state auditor randomly drew the names of 3 Democrats, 3 Republicans, and 2 rejected state applicants who became the first and members of the committee. Then, on December 15, 2010, the top 8 selected the last 6 commissioners, choosing 2 Democrats, 2 Republicans, and a state rejects. Also, before the passage of the Voting Rights Act, the practice in many states required eligible African Americans to pass literacy tests to register to vote. Other states do not allow anyone to register to vote unless his grandparents are allowed to vote. The Voting Rights Act was passed in 1965 to ban these practices. To avoid fraud and to complete the entire voting process with a computer program, the Commission relies on the active participation of citizens across California to influence how districts drawn, since information about communities of interest is not collected in the census. That opened conversation that will help the Commission assess citizen input and exercise responsible judgment about what constituencies should look like a computer can never do that. The committee will consider public input, legal advice, and experts to meet the requirements of the Voting Rights Act. In the 1970s, Congress heard extensive testimony about how state and local governments drew district-bound exerts and manipulated election rules to prevent newly registered African American voters from being able to elect candidates. Today, the Voting Rights Act protects all racial and linguistic minorities, including African Americans, Asian Americans, Latinos, Native Americans, and Pacific Islanders. The panel members selected after the end of the application period. Interested parties submitted their applications online. Applicants who met the qualifications set forth by law and did not have a conflict of interest were invited to submit a supplemental application in which they answered essay questions that provide insight into their professional experiences, awareness of California's diversity, and reasons for wanting to do so. Serves on Commission. 3 independent auditors from the Office of State Audit reviewed the applications, selected 120 of the most qualified applicants for interviews in Sacramento. The 120 applicant divided into 3 subgroups, 40 Democrats, 40 Republicans, and 40 who were neither Democrat nor Republican. After the interviews, the total was reduced to 60. Again with equal subgroups. The 60 names were sent to the leadership of both houses of Parliament, where the leaders exercised their right under the law to remove up to 24 applicants from TA.